Hello, I'm RJC and welcome to the Compendium. Today we're doing the first trailer analysis in the history of the channel. We're going to be going over shot by shot the fourth Persona 5 Japanese trailer. We're going to be watching this one with English subtitles so we can understand what's happening. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. The trailer begins with our new protagonist in some kind of custody. The characters in this one seem to be a kind of vigilante or thief group. He's threatened with serious consequences if he doesn't tell his captors what he knows. It seems like there might be some kind of conspiracy going on about this game's version of another world, like Tartarus or the TV world. It's interesting that the police or government group knows about this world too, right off the bat. Here we see characters escaping from what looks like a cell, with some radio chatter, but this isn't very important, just a stylized intro, I think. A gameplay party burst out from behind a painting, and we see them explore a stairway world. I can't wait to see what the otherworldly areas are in this game, as they look very different from the Towers of Tartarus or the dungeons of the TV world. The protagonist runs down a hallway at school and down a street in town. There's a massive amount of NPCs on screen compared to previous games having only 2 or 3 in an area. It looks like he's running through the shopping district of a much bigger city than Inaba. Combined with the power of the PS4, makes sense that the overworld is much more massive. The screen itself reminds me a lot of Akiba Strip. A naked man wearing a king's cape shows up and we see the party fighting a shadow version of this person. The command menu seems to be gone, with different button commands telling you choose what you do. We've got guard, item, persona, order, and 2 new commands, sword and gun. This probably means that different categories of physical attacks are probably returning, with a slash weapon and a pierce weapon. It's easy to wonder if strike may be returning as well, or if there's only the 2 different kinds like in SMT4. There are also commands for L1, down, options, and R1, but I can't read what they are. This probably means combat will be a lot quicker than previous games, which will be pretty cool. Kingpin from Spider-Man is killed by a death note. A party runs down the hallway of what looks like a bank-themed dungeon based on the sleek office-type stuff. Money on the ground and possible cat burglar motif that the characters have. Here's a clip of gameplay where the MC sneaks up behind a shadow and seems to do an auto-kill type thing. Because we see the results screen where the MC gets some money and experience. This is a pretty cool new way to play the game, and I imagine you'll get more money and experience taking the shadows head on. But if you're in a pinch, low on SP and healing items, or just think it's time to find the exit, sneaking around becomes a pretty viable strategy to stay alive long enough to reach a save point. A character seems to writhe around in agony for a moment before we see her with shadow eyes. Then she pulls off a mask and summons a persona. She shows up on a motorcycle, and it looks like we see her do a special attack, probably like the special attacks in Persona 4 Golden. The MC slides down a sandy hill in front of a building in a deserty area. This is probably the pyramid you see in a previous trailer. A couple of clips running down more hallways, and we see the characters activate a light bridge in one of the dungeons. It looks really cool, and I can't wait to explore these. A man wearing yellow robes and shadow eyes threaten the cast before we see him turn into a shadow monster himself. He tells the characters that they know too much, so again it seems like our characters are going to stumble into a big conspiracy type plot. A giant shadow does a group attack on the party. It's got a lady's head with glasses and wings coming out of her back. Maybe it's the girl we saw with the shadow eyes before. A girl with glasses is sitting on the dark looking at a computer. She's probably going to be the group's mission control, like Rise or Fuka. A big UFO thing rises up, and she uses a secret move that seems to power up the whole party in a battle, but this seems like a trailer editing thing to me. She probably will have some sort of party buff thing like in Persona 4 Golden, though. There's a Persona status screen detailing a similar looking UFO thing, so there might be demons to fight in this game that you can actually use yourself. There's another shot of the MC running down a busy street, with even more NPCs this time. Then there are a couple shots of the MC working at a restaurant and in a bar. So the jobs system is coming back and looks better than ever, since it looks like you might actually be able to participate in the jobs maybe through a mini game system. Can't wait to get the trophies for those. I'm pretty sure there are going to be some great social links to make friends with in these areas too. This is just some extra cutscene footage of a helicopter at a big casino. Maybe this is what I thought the bank was before. The party confronts a man, Fly Shadow, but the motorcycle girl gets really mad and attacks him. I bet he'll be weak to Aggie skills. I'm not sure why. There's another results screen as the MC gets new stuff that I can't read, and the party rides a platform through a futuristic space station looking dungeon. The MC launches through a portal and it looks cool. The beautiful thief and Morgana confront the party and tell them they can't steal stuff that she's already stolen. Morgana is already part of your group, so it seems like they're going to be an early antagonist before joining up with you. Which seems to be the case, as we see her do her own special attack, where she drinks tea and shadows blow up. It looks really cool, and I hope more characters have special attacks like this. There are some animations where the group are flying somewhere on a plane, which was really new to the series, and I can't wait to see where they go. I hope California. The two blonde characters look really worried, and the girl with glasses looks at her computer. More gameplay footage shows a few critical hits, as well as what looks like a tandem special attack that looks pretty cool. The twin Velvet Room attendants seem to torment the MC in his little jail cell thing before a big head cutoff thing rises up. I'm pretty excited to see the Velvet Room is going to be like, as rather than a welcome guest, the MC seems to be trapped here. The group looks scared at something we don't get to see. It might be at the final boss or the mastermind that's pulling the strings throughout the game. A guy walks up a shadow kind of thing that looks like a bunch of people on all fours. As he steps, the shadow seems to bleed. It's really not nice, and it's really scary too. It reminds me of the monkeys in Halo 3 a little bit. And there's a shot of the group walking up to what looks like the big casino from earlier, before the game logo pops up, and we're finally shown the release date, 9/15. I can only hope that the localization comes out too, if not very soon after, or I may have to start learning Japanese writing. Finally, Igor sits at a desk and welcomes us to the Velvet Room with his spiffy new voice. Rest in peace, Isamu Tananaka. And that's it. In conclusion, it looks like it may be the best Persona game yet in terms of gameplay at least. We finally have the power of the PlayStation 4 to power a huge world that Persona deserves to live in. I can easily see myself sinking 400-500 hours in this game and not getting bored at all. As for the story, I feel like I don't know much yet, which I think is a good thing. I love the stories in Persona 3 and 4, so the game has a big hurdle to jump over, so to speak, if it wants to get to that level. I believe they can do it though, and if they do, this will be the best Persona SMT game yet. Well, that was my analysis and what I thought of the Persona 5 trailer, the most recent one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the trailers yourself. Let me know if I missed anything. But with that said, I'm RJC. Thank you for watching the Compendium.